Good morning, students. Let's continue with our second chapter, parallel lines, and here we do start practice set 2.1. In our previous lecture, as we studied about that three properties of that angle formed by two parallel lines and their transversal, if that given two lines are parallel and there is one transversal, then that pair of corresponding angles formed are congruent. That pair of alternate angles, that the alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles are congruent, and that pair of interior angles are what? Supplementary. And using that, now here we solve some examples in practice set 2.1. okay, so somehow also we have to use that property of what? Linear pair angles and that opposite, vertically opposite angles also. So in first example, here we have given one figure and that information is given as line RP parallel to line MS and line DK as a transversal. So here as you observe, here are those two parallel lines, that the line RP and line MS, and here that transversal line DK. Okay, and that one angle DHP given as 85 degree over here, and according to that we have to find that measure of these four angles. Okay, so one by one as we see here how to find these measure of angles. So first angle as you have to find out as angle RHD. Okay, so as you observe in figure, here is the angle RHD. Okay, and here as I bifurcate that given figure, RHD, that the angle RHD and angle DHP, this pair is known as linear pair angles, and linear pair angles are what? Supplementary, means addition of these two angles is 180 degree, and according to that we can find that measure of angle RHD. Okay, so pay attention over here. Okay, so like this, here we getting that the measure of angle RHD as 95 degree. First we take that addition of these two angles which are linear pairs as 180 degree, and here we substitute that the given measure of angle DHP as 85 degree, and as we do the subtraction, RHD, angle RHD is equal to 180 degree minus 85 degree, so that subtraction value is 95 degree. Okay, now second angle as we have to find out as angle PHG. So according to figure, here is that angle PHG. Okay, so again here as I bifurcate it, so what we notice here students, that the angle PHG and angle RHD are vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles are congruent or equal in measures, so we can find that measure of angle PHG. Okay, or you can find it as DHP and PHG are what? Linear pair angle. So as we simplify first one, similarly you can find out here as taking linear pair angles, but it's quite easy that we taking its vertically opposite angles property. Okay, so as like this, here we find out that angle PHG as same as angle RHD, vertically opposite angles, so that measure is 95 degree from that one. Okay, so as we find out in first, that angle RHD as was 95 degree. Now for third angle, that the angle HGS as you have to find out, and according to figure, here is angle HGS. Okay, so as you observe here, as I bifurcate it again, so angle DHP which is given as 85 degree, and here we find HGS, and if lines are parallel and is there transversal, then this pair is known as corresponding angles. Yes, and if lines are parallel, that the pair of corresponding angles also congruent, means equal in measures. So like this we find angle HGS. Okay, so like this, here we mention it as angle HGS, which we have to find is equal to angle DHP. These are corresponding angles, and that DHP angle its measure is given as 85 degree, so angle AGS is also 85 degree. And that last one is we have to find that the measure of angle MGK, and according to figure here is angle MGK, and you observe here that angle AGS that we have to find in third, which is getting as 85 degree. So angle MGK and angle AGS are what? Vertically opposite angles, and hence that both angles have in equal measures. Okay, so means angle MGK is also 85 degree. Or you may take this pair also, angle MGK and angle DHP. Okay, so this pair is known as what? Alternate exterior angles. That two angles at the alternate side of the transversal and exterior part of that lines. Okay, so anyone you can take to find that angle MGK. So here we are taking that the vertically opposite angles pair, that the angle MGK equal to angle AGS, and in third we find out that the angle AGS is 85 degree, so angle MGK is also 85 degree. Okay, so for 2 or 3 marks questions that the example asked in exam. Okay students, shall we proceed for next? Okay, so we will solve now second example. In second example, it is given that the line P parallel to line Q and line L and line M are transversals. Okay, so here we have that given that the pair of that line P and line Q parallel to each other. Okay, L and M, these lines are what? Transversals, not parallel lines. And we have given some measures of that angles here, and using that we have to find that the measure of angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D, as we given here that 4 angles. Okay, so what we notice here students, as we have to find that the measure of angle A, that angle A relates to what? 110 degree, because these two are what? Yes, linear pair angles. Okay, like this, and hence we can write angle A plus that 110 equal to what? 180 degree, linear pair angles. So to find that angle A, here we have to do that subtraction, 180 degree minus 110 degree, so subtraction is 70 degree. So angle A is, measure of angle A is 70 degree. Okay, so then next angle as B, and what is we notice here that 110 degree and that B, these are not what? Alternate angles. Okay, that the 110 degree, its alternate angle is over here. Okay, but what we know about this A and B? Yes, A and B, these two are alternate exterior angles. Okay, and what we know that property, if lines are parallel, so P parallel to Q and L is a transversal, and hence that angle A and angle B, which are alternate exterior angles, and hence that alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, like this, A and B are what? Alternate exterior angles formed by these two parallel lines and that one transversal. So we here name that parallel lines and that name of that transversal also. Okay, line P parallel to line Q and line L as what? A transversal. Therefore angle A is equal to angle B, because if two lines are parallel, then that alternate angles formed by the transversal are congruent. Okay, that's properties for alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles also, and hence that angle B is what? 70 degree. Okay students, okay, now next is angle C. Okay, we find out that the measure of angles by sequence, first we find A, then we find B. Now for C, So what we notice here, that A and C are what? Interior angles, but L and M are not given parallel, so we cannot say that A and C are supplementary angles, because if two lines are parallel, then only that interior angles formed by that transversal are supplementary. Okay, so A and C are not supplementary. Similarly, that 110 and C, these are alternate angles, but we cannot say these two also congruent or equal measures, because again these two alternate angles formed by that L and M and transversal as P. Okay, but L and M lines are not parallel to each other. Okay, also there is no relation between that B and C also. Okay, because we know that the measure of A, as we getting it as 70 degree, here we have given that 110, and B is also we find as 70 degree, but that according to C there is a relation between that A and C, but we cannot say these are supplementary angles because lines are not parallel. Similarly here, these are alternate angles, but we cannot say these two are congruent because lines are not parallel, and there is no relation between that B and C also. Okay, now there is one more angle as 115, and yes, what we notice here, that C and 115 are formed by what? Two parallel lines. Which two parallel lines are there? So pay attention. Understood this? That the line P parallel to line Q and line M as a transversal, so that corresponding angles formed here are of equal measures. Means angle C is equal to what? 115. So here we write down that the parallel lines, that the name of that parallel lines and that name of transversal, and then we write down that property as angle C is equal to directly as 115. Okay, and similarly for that D, what you notice here, that 115 and that angle T is what? Yes, these are linear pair angles, so we taking this sum as 180 degree, and then we find out that the measure of angle D also. Okay, so try to solve this, students. Is it correct? Yes, that in third we find out that the measure of angle C as 115, because of these two are corresponding angles formed by these two parallel lines and that one transversal M. And fourth one, angle D plus that 115 degree is equal to, we getting it as 118, because linear angles are supplementary, and therefore that measure of angle D is equal to that subtraction, we getting it as 65 degree. Okay, so same here, that the 3 marks question in exam. Okay students. Okay, now we try to solve that fourth one. Here we are given that the sides of angle PQR and angle XYZ are parallel to each other. Then prove that the two angles are equal measures. Angle PQR equal to angle XYZ. So here, as we have given that the side PQ, that the ray QP and ray YZ are parallel to each other, and similarly that ray QR and ray YZ, these two sides of that angles are parallel to each other. Then we have to prove that two angles, angle PQR and angle XYZ, are congruent or equal in measures. So pay attention over here, students. Here we do one construction, as we extend that side XY, that ray YX, opposite side which intersect that ray what? QR. Okay, and also we name that angles, that which we have to prove as angle PQR equal to angle XYZ. So we name that PQR as B, angle XYZ as A, and here as that side, as we extend, which intersect that QR, that angle form here as angle C. Okay, so then only we can relate that angle A and B, which we have to show as equal in measures, because if that construction is not there, then there is no directly relation of that A and B. But now as we extend this side which intersect that other side of that angle QR, so here now we have that relation. Okay, so what is the relation between that A and C? As we getting here, that YZ and QR parallel to each other, which is given part. And as we extend that ray YX opposite side, so that ray YX, or that now line XY is what? Transversal. So A and C are what? Corresponding angles. Okay, so we can say A is equal to what? C. Getting this point? A and C are what? Corresponding angles formed by these two parallel lines, that the line YZ and line QR, and line XY as a transversal. And similarly, as you notice here, B and C are also what? Corresponding angles formed by two parallel lines. As we extend that QP downside, line PQ and line XY, and the transversal QR. Okay, like this. Here as I bifurcate that figure, that the line YZ and line QR are parallel to each other, that the sides of that angle, and line XY is what? Transversal. So A and C are what? Corresponding angles. And similarly, line PQ and line XY, that the sides of angle parallel to each other, and that line QR as a transversal. So we can say C equal to P. And what we getting from these 1 and 2 students, that the first angle congruent with second angle is congruent with third. Then according to that transitivity property, angle A, first angle congruent with that third angle B. Okay, so here we prove that A equal to P. But now to name that angles, that the corresponding angles, first you have to write down that the name of parallel lines and its corresponding transversal. Okay, so pay attention over here. So like this we simplify that example, that the here we mention at line YZ parallel to line QR. If that ray YZ we extended that opposite side, it becomes line, but actually it is not necessary to extend this part. You mention it as line YZ directly. Okay, and similarly for that ray QR, it is also not supposed to extend this at opposite direction. You mention it as line QR. Okay, and that line XY as a transversal. So angle A and C are what? Corresponding angles. And similarly here for angle C and angle B, by which two parallel lines and by which transversal, that we mention here. And according to that transitivity, if first angle congruent with second angle congruent with third, that third congruent with first, or first congruent with third. So like this we have a 3-mark example in exam. Okay students. Okay, now next we have to prove that one important property of triangle, that the sum of measures of all angles of triangle is what? 180 degree. So it is very well known property to us, that in previous standards we solved that examples using this property, and now here we have to prove it in this theorem. Okay, so to prove this we have to use that previous our properties of that linear pair angles property, or that alternate angle property over here. Okay, so let us discuss how to solve this theorem. So that one of the most important part of to prove any theorem is what? Figure. Yes, and as according to that statement, that the sum of measures of all angles of what? Triangle, we have to prove that sum is 180 degree, means first we have to draw that the figure of what? Triangle. Okay, so pay attention here students. Okay, so according to that statement, here we draw that figure of that triangle ABC, which is our given part. So triangle ABC is any triangle, and if ABC is any triangle, then we have to prove that the sum of pages of all angles of triangle is 180 degree, means in any triangle we have three angles, and here that angle A, angle B and angle C, and we have to prove that the sum of these three angles is 180. So which is our to prove part, angle BAC plus angle ABC plus angle ACB is equal to 180 degree. Okay, now to prove this, what we do here, we use linear angle property, that the linear angles are what, supplementary. Okay, so what we do here, students, as we observe here that angle A, angle B and angle C are only what, interior angles of triangle. Linear pair is not there, so first we form that linear pair, and for that we have to draw that one line. Okay, so what we do here, from that any vertices we draw one line. So pay attention over here, we draw one line passing through that vertex A. Okay, so what we notice here, students, here we have that angles, angle PAB, and if suppose AC is not there, then angle QAB, we have these linear pair angles, and that sum of these two angles is what, 180 degree. Okay, so here we write down that the sum of these two angles, angle PAB plus angle QAB, is equal to 180 degree, but there is again one segment AC, so that QAB angle bifurcate in two parts, that the angle QAC and angle BAC. Getting this? So that QAB, angle QAB, according to that AC having that again two parts, that the sum of angle QAC and angle BAC. Understood this? That QAB we write down it as angle BAC plus angle QAC. And now as we open this bracket, so we getting that the sum of these three angles is equal to 180. Angle PAB plus angle BAC plus angle QAC is equal to 180. Okay, but what you have to prove, that the angle BAC plus angle ABC plus angle ACB is equal to 180. So that angle BAC we getting here. Okay, so now what you have to do, that the angle PAB and angle QAC you have to replace with these two angles, and as we draw this line PQ which is passing through A, and suppose if this line PQ is parallel to BC, as we draw that line in such a way that it passing through that vertex A and parallel to BC, then what we notice here, that the angle PAB and angle ABC are what? Yes, alternate interior angles, and if lines are parallel, then that angle formed by that transversal which is alternate angle are congruent. So we replace that PAB as ABC. And similarly by these two parallel lines, and as we change that transversal as AC, so QAC and angle ACB are what? Again alternate interior angles. So if lines are parallel, then that angle formed by that transversal, that alternate angles are congruent. So we replace that QAC as angle ACB. First we replace that angle PAB as what? Angle ABC, alternate angle, and here also we have that alternate pair of angle. So what we notice here, that angle ABC plus angle BAC plus angle ACB is equal to 180 degree, that which we have to prove, that the sum of measure of all angles of triangle is 180 degree. Means that construction part is important here. What you have to do, draw a parallel line to side BC and which passing through that vertex A. Okay, but to prove or to write down that the steps in proof, what we do here, first we write down that the alternate pairs of angles and we take addition of it. Okay, so pay attention here how to represent this proof of this theorem. So first here we write down that the construction part, as we draw a line parallel towards side BC and passing throughout that point A, and on that line we take that point P and Q such that P dash A dash Q. Okay, and as I told, to represent this proof, what we do here, we do not take that linear pair first we form that alternate angle pairs. So according to that, line PQ parallel to line BC, and as suppose AB as a transversal, so here we write down that the first pair of that alternate angles, angle PAB and angle, yes, ABC. Okay, and similarly that the second pair of alternate angle by which lines as parallel and by which transversal, so we mention over here, and then we write down that the pair of, again, that second pair of that alternate angles. Okay, so do write that the name of that parallel lines and transversal, and try to write down that pair of alternate angles over here. Okay students, okay, like this, understood it? Okay, then what we have to do, that we have to prove that the sum of this all three angles as 180 degree, and according to this first and second, we getting here that angle ABC and angle ACB, means we have to supposed to do add this first and second equation. Okay, so take that addition of first and second, so we will get, so as we add that first and second, that the left hand side addition as angle PAB plus angle QAC is equal to what? Right hand side addition as angle ABC plus angle ACB. Okay, and now as we notice here, what we have to prove, that the sum of these three angles as 180. So on right hand side we getting these two angles, that the sum of these two angles, and that one angle is missing, which is angle BAC. So what we do here students, that we do add this angle BAC in both sides. Okay, so we get, so like this, as we do add that angle BAC to both sides, so in left hand side part we here do add that angle BAC, and on that right hand side also we do add that angle BAC. But now what we observe here students, here we have that three angles, angle PAB plus angle QAC plus angle BAC, and according to that figure here we have that three angles. Okay, and as we do add these two angles, that the QAC plus BAC, QAC plus BAC, so angle QAB is formed. Okay, and angle QAB and that PAB, which is linear pair, and hence that sum of this linear pair angles is 180 degree, means left hand side part addition is 180 degree, and therefore we can say that the angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC is equal to 180 degree, and hence we prove that the sum of all angles of triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so here as we mentioned it, that the angle QAC plus angle BAC, that the sum of these two angles is angle QAB. Okay, so here according to figure it is QAB, and as we add that PAB and QAB, so here as you observe that the PAB plus QAB, which is 180 degree. First here we interchange that sides, that the angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC is equal to what? Angle PAB plus, here we taking that the sum of these two angle as angle QAB, and angle PAB and angle QAB, according to figure angle PAB and angle QAB are what? Linear pair angles, and hence that sum of these two angles is equal to 180, means that the sum of that three angles of this triangle is equal to 180 degree. Okay, here we mention that reason in short as LPA means linear pair angles. Okay, so like this, here we solve this theorem for 3 marks, that the theorem asked in exam. Okay students, in a textbook there is only change is that what, instead of this pair in textbook we have taking that pair as angle PAB plus BAC. Okay, PAB plus BAC, which is PAC, and remaining is what? QAC. So angle PAC plus angle QAC is also 180 degree. So same way here we just do change that the sum of that two angles. Okay, both are same. समझता है? ऐसा है, sum of measure of all angles of triangle is 180 as a theorem for 3 marks in exam, and using this theorem you have to solve that next practice set. Okay, so here we do stop. So you have to supposed to write that examples in practice set 2.1 in your notebook, and similarly you have to write this theorem also in notebook, and in next lecture we will see that examples. Or before that again we have, I think, some theorems are there, so we will study about that theorems. Okay, so if you have any difficulty in that examples of 2.1 or in this theorem, so please WhatsApp me on my personal number, so then we can discuss it about it again in our Google Meet lecture. Okay students, thank you, bye bye.